end of 2020 is rapidly approaching, and since we don't have any news from the body shop, I'm gonna keep it simple. We're gonna go on a little road trip before we dive back into my motor. I've got this friend, and he's a transmission mechanic. He owns a transmission shop, and he's kind of loud and kind of obnoxious. God, you're handsome.
I am, but don't set that fucking dirty old thing and scratch up my counter on my desk.
I set it there very gently.
Get that fucking thing off my counter, Lou.
Jesus Christ, man. I'm gonna have to beep, 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 beep you out all the time.
I gotta get a mask, but...
Alright.
So what do we got here, Lou? Okay, flywheel. You always gotta make sure this surface is good. So I'm gonna take it and sand it lightly just to make sure it sits flat on the machine. So first thing we do... Gotta take out the dowel pins.
What a mess, are you moving?
Yes. You're filming all this, Lou?
Yeah. That's my light.
Okay. We gotta make sure this is just got the outside edges, so see how it's not hitting here yet? Because it's not flat. So it's got to be surfaced more yet. That's not a lot, but that's probably 3 or 4 thou, 5 thou out.
I better do the finger test too. Oh yeah, that's sweet.
Finger test,
oh,
Lou?
that's like a baby's bottom. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Smooth as a baby's bottom. Better watch your fingers. You might lose some more on that spinning there.
Oh, I could, Lou.
Oh my God.
That's how that happened, Lou. I cut it off in here.
Yeah, I don't think so, but okay. You're probably jamming it up one of your employees. You know what? I'm gonna wash it down and put the dowel pins in it. All right. See, now this is what I need. I need a parts washer.
Yes. Not very tight in there. Yeah, sometimes you usually press for a little bit better, but... There you go,
Look at that, Mike. Alrighty, so I'm about to drop the head back on now, and there are some minor irregularities. I've got some of the copper spray adhesive stuff that's designed for head gasket applications and high heat applications where there's minor imperfections in the surface just to help that gasket sort of bond a bit better. And these are the marks that I'm actually worried about a bit. But that's why that gasket sealant stuff, that's what I got it for. Just try and fill that little bit of a void right there. Looks pretty good. I've gone through everything once again just to make sure everything's clean. So I'm gonna coat the gasket both sides. I'm gonna drop it onto the block. I'm gonna take the head, drop the head on, and then bolt it to 72 foot-pounds in the procedure recommended in the manual. But I turned the crankshaft about maybe 10 degrees counterclockwise just to drop the piston. So now once I get everything set back up, I'll move the crankshaft back to its TDC spot and then proceed putting on the belt. Just in case you don't remember what TDC stands for, that's top dead center. That means the piston is at the very top of its stroke. So naturally you're going to ask me, why do I care? Well, basically this motor is an interference motor, which means that the pistons will hit the valves if my mechanical timing is not dead on. Since I've had the cylinder head on the bench, I've been moving the camshafts, which has been moving the valves, and I mean, not have them perfectly where they're supposed to be right now. If I set the head on right now, and the piston is at its full top stroke, and the valve is sitting in the not right place, I could damage a valve. You can rest easy. I know you're worried, but no mechanic in the way off distant future is going to find any parts, any washers floating around in this head like I did. Ta-da! All right, well, that was decent. Had some fussy nuts. Fussy nuts. Oh, go with that, please.
It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would. It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good, baby. Everybody watch out. Last call for some alcohol. And don't forget to tip. The sun went down, but we still lit. The band's still going, playing all ahead. I guess I'm now too legit to quit. I'm coming out the jacket cause we're turning up the heat. I wanna see you clapping when you get about your seat. It's time to make it happen when we hit these streets. I'm coming in hot and I can't be beat. Watch out now. Everybody watch out.
Hello. Well, sir, if I had some ducks, I would certainly take you up on it, but I don't own any ducks. So you have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye. Alrighty, so I'm ready to move back to my timing belt here. First problem are going to be these cam seals. Now, these are the cam seals that came with the motor in its current condition. And since I've bought new camshaft seals, I'm going to change them. But if I put the timing belt on right now, I'm just going to have to take it back off again when I go to change these seals when I put the valve cover gasket on. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take these cam pulleys off. I'm going to just put the new seals there, and I'm going to leave them there. I'm not going to install them until I'm ready to put the valve cover on. But I'm just going to set them there like that for the time being. The new seals, I've got new idlers for it. I'm going to pull these off, throw new seals on, put the new pulley on, clean it up, put the belt back on this side, and then repeat the process on this side. Now, I'm pretty sure that Ferrari has a special camshaft holder. In fact, I probably have a universal one. But finding it might be a bit of a challenge. And heck, I've got a pair of channel locks. But be rest assured, no camshaft pulleys were hurt in the making of this video. For there, I'm just double checking that I got the pulley back on the correct spline. Alright, so here's our tip for doing any kind of timing belt. Doesn't have to be a Ferrari, it can be doing anything. When you don't want to have to redo all the timings of the engine, what we do is we paint the belt. A couple marks, if you go back to one of my videos, you will see that painted back there. And then we transfer the marks to the new belt. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to line that up identically. Now, if I have done this correctly, by the time I get back around, my marks should be lined up to where I first started from, right? Make sure my teeth are okay. Okay, that mark lines up. Up. All right, so now I know I have effectively duplicated these 3 marks, and I'll just put R there for rear so I know which one it is. Alright, so I'm ready to put this timing belt back in on this side before I go onto this side. And I need to move my crankshaft back, because remember I dropped it down earlier on. So I need to line it up a bit. I'm going to be torquing all the bolts and setting the timing belt tension once everything is back together. I'm just about to start the same process on the other side of the motor, but I'm cleaning. Now, what you don't get to see is the pain in the butt stuff like this other tensioner. I must have fussed with this thing for 45 minutes trying to separate the bearing from the bracket. Finally, I got it, but it took a lot of massaging. Looking at this right here, those little marks right there, the tab that is normally existing right there is broken, and instead of replacing the locking piece of tin, they've just sort of peened this over. So I ordered the cam bolt O-rings from AEW, and there's supposed to be 4 in the kit, so AEW Italian, and there is 8 O-rings of unknown origin. So I just gave them a call. The O-rings that they sent me are far too big for the application. Terry, did we do did we do cam seals in that last 308? Do you remember the bolts? This is the cam pulley bolt. So you see how it's got 2 seals on it? I ordered replacement seals, but I just got that one seal, but not that one. And can't, when I look up the diagrams online, I don't see, there's only one seal listed. So I'm wondering.
I only took 1 seal on the other part.
Yeah, so I don't know what the F that is. So I'm just gonna go with the 1 seal.
I go with the 1 seal, yeah.
All right, thanks, man. Big shout out to AEW Italian Parts. They actually overnighted the correct parts to me. Thanks, guys. I really wasn't expecting that, but that was awesome. Now, of course, this painting of the belts has one downside. It assumes that whomever did the belt previously actually did it correctly. But don't worry, I'll be checking the old-fashioned way at some point later on. So setting the tension on this belt, this is a spring-loaded tensioner. Some cars have hydraulic tensioners. These ones are springs. So inside of there's just a spring. That spring is pushing up that way. It's pushing that way, and it's putting pressure on the belt. So what we want to do is, what I have to do is I just have to remove all the slack from in between the 2 camshafts. Remove the slack there, remove the slack there, and remove it there. And then make sure that all the slack is up by the tensioners, and then let the spring do their job. There. Hold it for me. So the big groan is because this last camshaft, as I was torquing it, it jumped one tooth. It jumped because I was putting too much force on it because I wasn't using the tool that is required to do this. Which reminds me of a story. You got time for a story, right? I apprenticed a long time ago at a Honda dealership. That's not the interesting part. What's interesting is my boss, my shop foreman, the guy who trained me. He was actually a fellow that was nearing retirement, but he was a factory-trained Alfa Romeo mechanic back in the old country. As a young technician, he would have yelled at me with that cigar hanging out of his mouth that there was a tool for that job. Later on, as a licensed flat rate technician, he would have yelled at me I was taking too long. Forget about the tool. Thankfully, these aren't very dirty. I'm not sure what's cleaner. The valve covers are a mess of a Varsol tank that hasn't been changed in ages. Back to my shop foreman story. Now, I actually think I got my love for Italian cars from him because he would sneak projects into the shop that required the help of an apprentice because the licensed flat rate guys wouldn't do it. I distinctly remember him giving me all the knuckles and hubs off a Ferrari with wire wheels with knockoffs. He had me doing the menial work, the cleaning and the repacking of bearings. You know, the exciting stuff. And I think he said the car was a Ferrari 250 race car that he serviced for a fella on the side. Given their value, that just doesn't seem possible. But that's what I remember. I'm going to torque this bolt later. There's nothing for me to hold the crankshaft on the other side, so I'm going to wait till I have it bolted back to the transmission and I can put some pressure on it and hold that. So don't let me forget. So I've got a bit of a problem here. This bolt is not catching some threads. Right here, it's a little stripped. I'm going to try a longer bolt first and see if that fixes it. If I can see a whole bunch of threads that are still very decent in the bottom of it. But if I can't grab those threads and get a good strong bite, I'm going to have to helicoil them. Oh, that feels good. Alright, so I'm bringing part 6 to a wrap right now. I've got the timing belts back on the vehicle. I've got the tension and everything torqued. And now I'm going to get the valve covers cleaned up, put back on, and get the motor essentially sealed back up because I'm going to be putting it aside and moving on to the transmission shortly. Anyways, thanks for watching and subscribe and come back for part 7.